The Middle East just crossed a line it can never return from. On February 28, 2026, the world woke up to news that changed global history forever. February 28, 2026 is now recorded in history. The United States and Israel together have killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. With this, the war in the Middle East, which had been standing on the edge for years, has officially begun. But this attack did not happen suddenly. Behind it were months of intelligence planning. The CIA was closely watching every movement of Khamenei. When the right moment came, the United States and Israel removed the supreme leader in one decisive strike. 86-year-old Khamenei, who had controlled every major Iranian policy since 1989, is no longer alive. Iran's 46-year-old Shia theocratic system has suffered its biggest shock ever. The question now is, how did this happen? According to sources, the CIA had been tracking Khamenei for months, his locations, daily routine, and meetings. This was the same intelligence capability that Donald Trump referred to in June 2025, when he openly said the US knew where Khamenei was and could eliminate him. At that time, Iran did not take the statement seriously. The biggest intelligence breakthrough came when the CIA confirmed that Khamenei was attending a meeting with his top advisors. That confirmation gave the final green light to the operation. The meeting was scheduled for Saturday evening in Tehran. However, Israeli intelligence discovered that it was happening in the morning instead, and they identified the exact location: a high-security compound in central Tehran, where Iran's top political and security leadership was gathered. Once U.S. intelligence confirmed Khamenei's presence, the New York Times reported that the U.S. and Israel decided not to let the opportunity slip. The strike time was moved forward. Intelligence is only useful if it is acted upon quickly and precisely, and that is exactly what both countries did. Just after midnight in Washington, Trump approved the attack. This decision came 2 days after talks between the U.S. and Iran, mediated by Oman in Geneva, failed to produce any results. Around 6 a.m. in Israel, fighter jets took off, carrying long-range, high-precision missiles. About 2 hours later, at 9:40 a.m. Tehran time, the missiles hit their targets. According to an Israeli defense official, the attack was carried out at multiple locations simultaneously. One of them was the compound where Iran's senior political and security leadership was meeting. Despite Iran's preparations, Israel achieved complete tactical surprise. Iran knew an attack was possible, but not when or where. Satellite images later confirmed that Khamenei's high-security compound was completely destroyed. On the morning of March 1st, Iranian state television confirmed Khamenei's death. The screen showed a black banner with old images playing. Tehran officially acknowledged that its supreme leader was gone. Khamenei was not alone. His daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter were also killed in the attack. Iran's judiciary confirmed that top advisor Ali Shamkhani and IRGC General Mohammad Pakpour were also killed. In a single strike by Israel and the U.S., much of Iran's leadership was wiped out. One major figure who survived was Ali Larijani, head of Iran's Supreme National Security Council. He declared that Iran's soldiers and people would punish what he called international oppressors. Soon after, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps released a statement saying that Iran's revenge would be historic and that its weapons would not rest. The IRGC called it the largest counter-operation ever against both the U.S. and Israel. Trump, meanwhile, described Khamenei as one of the worst people in history. On Truth Social, he announced Khamenei's death, and later told CBS News that the U.S. had several names in mind for Iran's future leadership, but would not reveal them yet. This operation was not sudden. It was the result of nearly 89 months of preparation. Just 2 days earlier, U.S.-Iran talks mediated by Oman had failed. Russia's former president Dmitry Medvedev later said the talks were only a show and that no one truly wanted a solution. Khamenei had been Iran's supreme leader since 1989, following the death of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. For 36 years, he controlled Iran's nuclear program, regional proxy networks, and military strategy. Groups like Hezbollah, Houthis, and Hamas all operated under his approval. But in recent years, his influence weakened. After Hamas attacked Israel in October 2023, Israel crushed Hamas in Gaza and heavily struck Hezbollah in Lebanon. Syria's government collapsed and Iran's regional power shrank. In June 2025, Israel and the U.S. carried out 12 days of airstrikes on Iran, killing senior IRGC commanders and destroying nuclear and missile facilities. Khamenei was forced into hiding. Inside Iran, protests against inflation and dictatorship grew stronger in 2026. Security forces opened fire on protesters, creating the bloodiest crackdown since the 1979 revolution. Surrounded by enemies abroad and resistance at home, Khamenei's era ended when missiles struck the Tehran compound on Saturday. Now, Iran faces three possible paths. The Assembly of Experts selects a new supreme leader. The IRGC takes direct control. A new opposition figure rises. Which path Iran chooses will be decided not only in Tehran's streets, but also in Washington's offices. One thing is certain: Iran will never be the same after Khamenei. What do you think about this? Share your opinion in the comments.